Yad Sarah is a voluntary organization which fills the gap that exists in the healthcare system of Israel, providing medical equipment and other services essential for rehabilitation in the home. Professor Kalman Mann, former Director General of Hadassah Hospital, recognized the important role played by Yad Sarah and has dedicated himself to furthering its work as chairman of the organization.
Health services can be looked upon as a chain composed of multiple links, starting with the home of the patient and finishing with the hospital. We are very much interested that the patient should receive the care and rehabilitation in his own home. Unfortunately, services in that particular place are not supplied in the ordinary course of events. Yad Sarah is trying to supply all the services that the patient needs for his recuperation and rehabilitation in his own home.
יש לי מיכל של חמצן.
I had one oxygen tank from the Ministry of Health, but I needed another one, since I can't be without oxygen for even a few moments. So the ministry asked Yad Sarah for a second tank, and soon I got it.
The late Rav Yaakov Lupolyansky bequeathed a fund to be used for charitable purposes, and his son, Uri, established Yad Sarah to fulfill that wish. Dedicated to helping people cope with their medical problems within the natural environment, Yad Sarah is determined not to limit its activities to a single service. Rather, it provides a broad range of rehabilitative aids, such as the loaning of medical equipment, home visits, helping the elderly and infirm with their daily tasks, and transporting them to community centers and clinics. Courses in first aid, life-saving cardiopulmonary resuscitation, and counseling of families of chronically ill patients are all part of the comprehensive package.
Apnea is a disease that the child forgets to breathe from time to time. This apnea monitor is a mattress which is attached to her under her bed, and when she stops breathing, it starts to call me. I don't think I could have led a normal life if I would not have this monitor with me.
A special laundry service was established to ease the burden of families with incontinent relatives. It is the only such service in Israel today and is operated by volunteers who go to the homes several times a week to exchange soiled linens and laundry for clean ones. The service has been a lifesaver for families suddenly finding themselves inundated with endless loads of laundry, in addition to all the other responsibilities of caring for a bedridden family member.
I have a mother-in-law. She's 92 years old, and she has problems with this urine, and all the time she is wet. So I can't do it alone, and Yad Sarah helps me very much. They bring me the linen twice a week and took the dirty linen, so I can't keep her at home. Without this, I can't do it alone, and if she will go from here, I'm afraid she will not live much more because she can't leave us. So only Yad Sarah saved us.
The need is so great that Yad Sarah has had to open branches all over Israel. Innovative use of resources has led to the establishment of lending stations in private homes, offices, and even in an unused railway car.
There have been, unfortunately, a few cases where people needing help were unable to get it in time. So we at Yad Sarah developed a medical radio alarm, basically a radio transmitter that we give to these people, and in cases of emergency, they can push a button, a signal is sounded at Magen David Adom headquarters, and they, of course, immediately send out an ambulance.
ועליתי על המדרגות, ובאתי בפנים בבית,
I walked up the stairs and suddenly felt short of breath and dizzy. I walked in the door and pushed the button, and soon an ambulance arrived. This is a great thing, very important.
The mobile lending station aids smaller townships and settlements in need of medical equipment and assistance. The ambulance visits these areas several times a month, bringing supplies and experienced personnel to train local residents in the uses of these units, as well as general first aid. Teams of volunteer drivers are always on call, ready to answer urgent requests as they arise.
קיבלתי כרגע קריאה טלפונית מגוש עציון, מבקשים אם תוכלו לחזור לשם, מישהו צריך ציוד נשימתי באופן דחוף. האם קיבלתם?
כאן 4, קיבלתי, חוזר מיד חזרה.
Yad Sarah operates a workshop staffed by retired volunteers, electricians, carpenters, craftsmen of all kinds, who repair and maintain the hundreds of different types of medical equipment available for loan. Some of the simpler items, such as crutches and walkers, are actually manufactured here, allowing limited funds to be spent on the purchase of sophisticated machines.
Well, they got some money and they bought machines, a laundry. I did the technical planning of the laundry, and I have a lot of experience in that. And they're listening to me. That's quite a satisfaction.
Yad Sarah's volunteers hail from all sectors of society, people who reap the simple rewards of helping others. All the equipment lent by Yad Sarah and all the services provided by its staff of volunteers are free of charge and available to anyone upon request, regardless of race, religion, or creed. While the dedication of these volunteers enables a broad range of services to be provided, the money needed to buy and maintain costly medical equipment is constantly in short supply. Often unable to answer numerous requests due to a lack of funds, Yad Sarah nevertheless attempts to stretch its resources to the maximum and solicits donations from the public to help finance its important work. Now in its 10th year of operation, Yad Sarah is opening new lending stations and expanding its services to meet the ever-growing demand, a challenge that can only be met with an influx of additional funding.
אגודת יד שרה מנתבת את שפע הרצון הטוב אל האפיק הנכון, לנתיב הסעד האנושי לכל דורש, לחולה ולקשיש, לנכה ולגלמוד.
Yad Sarah directs a vast reserve of goodwill to where it is desperately needed. It is like a lighthouse in the fog, rising above the petty concerns of day-to-day life. If within Israel has arisen a wonderful phenomenon like Yad Sarah, clearly we have not lost hope. We can be proud of our society.
חז"ל אמרו שכר מצווה מצווה. אך לאנשים הטובים והיקרים של אגודת יד שרה, כל מחזיקיה ומתנדביה, מגיע גם שכר תודה.
Our sages state, the reward of a good deed is the deed itself. But Yad Sarah deserves our thanks as well, the thanks of the entire Jewish people.